The plant you yanked out of your garden last week and threw in the trash? It may have been worth more than anything in your medicine cabinet. Here's what nobody told you. The multi-billion-dollar herbicide industry exists partly because common backyard weeds have real, documented medicinal properties. When you spray them, pull them, and curse them, you are destroying a free, wild pharmacy that grew at your feet. And the pharmaceutical industry has known this for decades. Today I'm going to show you 20 of these weeds by name, exactly what they treat, and what the science actually says. You don't need a prescription. You don't need a doctor's visit. You need to look down. Stick around because number 7 on this list is currently being studied by oncologists at major research universities for its effect on cancer cell growth. And number 15 was shown in a published clinical trial to outperform a common over-the-counter allergy medication. If you've been pulling these out of your yard, this video will change everything. If this is the kind of forgotten knowledge you want every week, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's get into it. Number 1. Dandelion, the liver's best friend. Most people see dandelions as the enemy of a perfect lawn. What they're actually looking at is one of the most thoroughly studied medicinal plants in traditional herbal medicine. Every single part of the dandelion is medicinal. The root, the leaves, the flower. And each part does something different. The root is a liver tonic. It stimulates bile production and helps the liver process toxins more efficiently. Studies have confirmed that dandelion root extract shows hepatoprotective effects, meaning it actively protects liver cells from damage. The leaves are one of the most potent natural diuretics known, comparable to the prescription diuretic furosemide in some studies, but without depleting potassium the way pharmaceutical diuretics do. In fact, dandelion leaves are loaded with potassium, so they replace what a normal diuretic would strip away. The flowers are rich in antioxidants, particularly beta-carotene and polyphenols. Traditional use includes dandelion root tea for sluggish liver, constipation, and skin problems linked to poor detoxification. The leaves eaten raw in salads or steeped as tea for water retention and urinary health. This is the weed your grandmother probably knew about. It got forgotten the moment lawn care became an industry. The dandelion didn't change. Our relationship to the ground beneath us did. Number 2. Plantain, nature's first aid leaf, not the banana. The low-growing weed with broad-ribbed leaves that grows in every cracked sidewalk, every neglected lawn, every compacted dirt path, Plantago major. It is arguably the most universally available first aid plant on the planet. Plantain leaves contain aucubin, a compound with documented anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties. They also contain allantoin, the same compound used in commercial wound healing creams, which promotes cell regeneration and accelerates tissue repair. Traditional use is immediate and practical. You chew a plantain leaf until it becomes a paste and apply it directly to insect stings, bee stings, minor cuts, splinters, and rashes. The relief is fast and real because the chemistry works. Studies confirm anti-inflammatory and wound healing effects both topically and when taken internally as tea. Internally, plantain tea has been used for centuries for respiratory conditions, soothing inflamed mucous membranes in the throat and lungs. It is a gentle expectorant that helps clear mucus from the airways. Here is a plant that treats everything from a bee sting to a chest cold, grows in every climate, and costs nothing. The lawn care industry convinced you it was a problem. It was always a solution. Number 3. Cleavers, the lymphatic system's forgotten ally. Cleavers, Gallimiparine, is the sticky weed that clings to your clothes and your dog's fur when you walk through overgrown areas. It has tiny hooked hairs that grab onto everything, which is also why most people consider it nothing but a nuisance. Traditional herbalists considered cleavers one of the most important herbs for the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is your body's drainage network. It clears cellular waste, supports immune function, and moves fluid through tissue. When it gets sluggish, you feel it. Swollen glands, fatigue, recurring infections, puffy tissue. Cleavers was used specifically for this, as a gentle lymphatic tonic that supports the movement of lymph fluid and the clearance of waste from tissue. Modern herbalists still use it for swollen lymph nodes, skin conditions linked to poor lymphatic drainage, and urinary tract health. Cleavers is best used fresh, not dried, steeped in cold water overnight rather than hot water, which preserves the delicate compounds. The fresh plant juice was historically used topically for skin conditions and internally as a spring tonic to cleanse after a long winter of heavy food. Number 4. Chickweed, the itch remedy that grows everywhere. Chickweed, Stellaria media, grows in the cool months of early spring and late fall, forming dense low mats of small round leaves and tiny white star-shaped flowers. It thrives in the exact conditions most garden plants don't: shaded, cool, slightly damp, disturbed soil. The plant contains saponins, coumarins, and flavonoids that give it genuine anti-inflammatory and cooling properties. Traditional use for chickweed is almost entirely focused on the skin. Fresh chickweed poultices and salves were applied to itching, burning, inflamed skin conditions including eczema, psoriasis, hives, rashes, and minor burns. The cooling sensation is immediate and real. The reduction in itching is not placebo. The chemistry supports it. Modern herbalists still formulate chickweed salves specifically for eczema and dermatitis, and practitioners who use it regularly report it outperforming commercial cortisone creams for mild to moderate flares without the thinning of skin that steroid creams cause with long-term use. Number 5. Nettle, the most nutrient-dense weed on earth. Stinging nettle, Urtica dioica, is the plant everyone has a personal story about. You touched it as a kid, got a burning rash, and decided it was the enemy. That sting, caused by formic acid and histamine in tiny hollow hairs, is also part of what makes it medicinally remarkable. Nettle is one of the most nutrient-dense plants available anywhere. Higher in iron than spinach, rich in calcium, magnesium, potassium, silicon, and vitamins A, C, and K. It was historically used as a spring tonic precisely because people came out of winter deficient in these minerals, and nettle replenished them fast. Medicinally, nettle has documented effects for allergic rhinitis, the runny nose, sneezing, itchy eyes of hay fever. Studies show freeze-dried nettle capsules reduce allergy symptoms significantly compared to placebo, possibly because the plant's own histamine compounds paradoxically moderate the body's histamine response. Nettle root has separate research behind it for benign prostatic hyperplasia, with clinical studies showing reduced nighttime urination and improved urinary flow. Number 6. Red clover, the estrogen mimic red clover, Trifolium pratense, carpets roadsides and meadows in pink-purple bloom through the warmer months. Most people mow straight over it. Women going through menopause may want to reconsider. Red clover contains isoflavones, plant compounds with mild estrogenic activity. Multiple clinical studies have shown that red clover isoflavone supplementation reduces the frequency and severity of hot flashes in menopausal women. This is not a folk tale. This is randomized, controlled trial evidence. Number 7. Purslane, the omega-3 weed. Oncologists are studying Purslane, Portulaca oleracea, is a low-growing succulent weed with thick fleshy leaves and a slightly sour taste. It grows in garden beds, between paving stones, in every disturbed patch of soil. Most gardeners pull it immediately. Researchers are studying it for its effects on cancer cell lines. Purslane contains more omega-3 fatty acids than any other leafy plant on Earth, specifically alpha-linolenic acid, the plant-based omega-3. It also contains unusually high levels of melatonin and glutathione, one of the body's most powerful antioxidants. Published studies have shown Purslane extract inhibits the proliferation of certain cancer cell lines in vitro. You have been pulling up a free omega-3 source every summer. Number 8. Mullein, the lung healer. Mullein, Verbascum thapsus, grows as a dramatic tall spike, sometimes reaching 6 feet, with soft fuzzy gray-green leaves and a dense column of yellow flowers. Traditional herbalists across Native American, European, and Middle Eastern traditions independently converged on the same use: lung medicine. Modern phytochemical research has confirmed that mullein contains saponins that act as expectorants, loosening and clearing mucus from the lungs. It also contains mucilage that coats and soothes irritated mucous membranes, and compounds with documented antiviral activity, including against influenza. Number 9. Goldenrod, the urinary tract herb. Goldenrod gets unfairly blamed for hay fever every year. The real culprit is ragweed. Commission E, the German government's expert panel on herbal medicine, officially endorses Goldenrod for urinary tract infections, kidney stones, and general urinary tract inflammation. This is not fringe herbalism. This is government-level medical endorsement. Number 10. St. John's wort, the antidepressant that grows wild. Dozens of randomized controlled trials have investigated St. John's wort for mild to moderate depression. A major Cochrane review concluded it is significantly more effective than placebo and as effective as standard antidepressants with fewer side effects. It is sold as a licensed antidepressant medication in Germany. I want to pause here because the second half of this list gets even more specific. These next 10 weeds target conditions that most people have accepted as permanent. Before we continue, if you are finding this useful, the subscribe button is right there. Now let's keep going. Number 11. Yarrow, the battlefield herb. Achilles, according to legend, used yarrow to stop the bleeding of his soldiers' wounds. That is where the plant gets its Latin name, Achillea millefolium. Modern studies have confirmed what ancient soldiers apparently already knew. Yarrow has genuine hemostatic properties, meaning it stops bleeding, along with antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory effects. Number 12. Ground ivy, the ancient headache remedy. Ground ivy, Glaucoma heterosea, is the low-creeping plant with scalloped leaves and small purple flowers. It smells strongly aromatic when you crush it. Historically used as a remedy for sinus congestion, headaches, tinnitus, and ear conditions. Medieval herbalists called it alehoof and used it extensively before hops became the standard bittering agent for beer. Number 13. Sheep sorrel, the detox weed. Sheep sorrel, Rumex acetosella, is a small plant with arrow-shaped leaves and a distinctly sour taste. It is one of the 4 original ingredients in Essiac tea. Traditional use focused on its diuretic and cleansing properties, support for kidney function, and as a cooling food to reduce inflammation. Number 14. Burdock, the deep cleansing root. Burdock, Arctium lapa, is the plant with enormous leaves and the burrs that inspired the invention of Velcro. The root has been used in Japanese, Chinese, and European traditional medicine for centuries as one of the primary blood and lymphatic cleansing herbs. Clinical studies show burdock has antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and hepatoprotective effects. Number 15. Butterbur, the one that outperformed antihistamines. A published study in the British Medical Journal compared Butterbur extract to cetirizine, the active ingredient in Zeotec, for seasonal allergic rhinitis. The result: Butterbur performed equivalently to cetirizine in reducing allergy symptoms with one difference. The cetirizine group reported significantly more drowsiness. Important: only use commercially prepared, PA-free Butterbur extracts. Number 16. Self-heal, the antiviral weed. Prunella vulgaris, called self-heal or heal-all, grows in lawns and meadows almost everywhere. Modern research has focused on its antiviral properties. Studies have shown prunella extracts inhibit herpes simplex virus, HIV, and other viral pathogens in laboratory settings. Number 17. Wild violet, the vitamin C source. Your mowing. Wild violet leaves contain roughly 3 times the vitamin C of oranges by weight. They also contain rutin, a flavonoid that strengthens capillary walls and reduces bruising, the spring weed that brings its own vitamin C to your lawn. Most people fertilize around it and mow it down. Number 18. Horsetail, the silica herb for bones and hair. Horsetail, Equisetum arvens, contains more bioavailable silica than almost any other plant. Studies have shown horsetail extract supplementation improves bone density markers and increases nail growth and strength. This is mineral medicine from a 300-million-year-old plant lineage. Number 19. Mugwort, the dream herb. Mugwort, Artemisia vulgaris, is a tall, aromatic plant whose traditional use spans every continent where it grows. Used as a digestive bitter, menstrual regulator, and dream enhancer across multiple isolated cultural traditions. Mugwort is also the primary herb in moxibustion, with clinical evidence particularly for turning breech babies before birth. Number 20. Hawthorn, the heartweed. The German Commission E approves hawthorn for decreasing cardiac output, mild forms of heart failure, and age-related heart conditions. Multiple clinical trials have shown hawthorn extract improves exercise tolerance in people with mild heart failure and lowers blood pressure. The pharmaceutical industry has not found a way to patent a hawthorn hedge. That may be precisely why you have never heard a doctor recommend it. There it is, 20 weeds, all wild, all free, all growing around you right now. You do not need a prescription for any of them. If this video changed the way you look at the ground beneath your feet, smash that like button. Drop a comment below and tell me, which weed surprised you most? Are you Team Dandelion, Team Purslane, or did number 15 with the antihistamine research genuinely shock you? And if you have not subscribed to Homestead Roots yet, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell.